Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin bubble news channel. However, if banks start holding crypto, if we can be less strict about non-custodial wallets, if we can take a less hands-on approach to DeFi, and just generally encourage more business activity in this area, I think that will be great for everything that makes us interested in Bitcoin. That's something I think is possible under Trump's rule. Under a Trump government, it's not a given. It's possible. Trump has a 67% chance of winning, according to current bets on the Paul market. This could lead to a more crypto-friendly administration and a change in SEC goals. The SEC has been slow to approve crypto goods like the Solana ETF filed by Van Eck and 21 shares while Biden was in charge. Nate Gerasi from the ETF store says that approval would require changes to regulations or Solana being labeled as a non-security commodity. This is unlikely to happen under the current government, as the 67% bet is worth more than $1.22 million. There's no doubt that a lot of crypto investors think that Trump winning the election would be very good for Bitcoin and the whole crypto business. In a recent video, Fred Krueger talks about how the upcoming election might affect Bitcoin. He says that the election could have a bigger effect on Bitcoin's future than any single big investment or business adoption. Bitcoin is just over $63,000 right now. This show is also about Bitcoin and the election. In a few of the spaces I've been in, Wayne Vaughn, who I think you should listen to and follow, said something that I agree with. If you look at the next time, what is the one thing that will move Bitcoin? In the long run, I think we all believe that the power law is in place and that Bitcoin can't be stopped. But what will be the next big thing in Bitcoin in the next year or two? Would someone like Michael Dell just throw $1 billion into Bitcoin and buy it? Or is it a country that is using Bitcoin? Does a store like Starbucks say that they take Bitcoin? Not at all. The election is what I think is the most important thing for this period and right now. What do I mean? So why do I think it's so important for Bitcoin? Okay, let's take a step back. People who are into crypto but not Bitcoin should really be afraid of the SEC, right? This means they want to get DeFi. They're after all sorts of crypto projects. Okay, but what about Bitcoin? If you're only a Bitcoiner, why should it matter to you? I can think of 3 good reasons. There are 3 main reasons. There is a first reason: Elizabeth Warren and her thugs want wallets that are not being held by the government. We saw that the SEC sued MetaMask for being an illegal license dealer. And really, they want pockets that don't hold your money. That means pockets for cell phones. This means that they are after you in any way that you have to hold your Bitcoin, right? They're not going to go after ETFs now. So far, you can hold your Bitcoin in an ETF if that's what you want to do. But I think the idea that you might be able to keep your Bitcoin in a wallet that doesn't hold it is in danger, with the current government in charge. That makes me sad for Bitcoin. Not only is it bad for the price of Bitcoin, but it's also bad for Bitcoin's history and for civil liberties and human rights, which is why we're here. The first thing is being able to hold wallets, right? They can do that by going after companies that make wallets, such as MetaMask, Ledger, and Trezor. They could sue them right away. They might also say that people who use those wallets are bad people. That's the first thing. The second thing is that they want to trade, right? You'd like to sell your Bitcoin? Okay, maybe not a problem if you sell $1,000 worth of Bitcoin over the course of a month. But you try to sell $500,000 worth of Bitcoin, and all of a sudden you're put into some kind of shady account. You better have a lot of proof of transactions, fingerprints, and other things, because they're going to treat you like a criminal, right? That's the second step. Third, you should be able to just pull your bank account, right? You're living your life. You need to pay your bills. You have a house payment. You have to pay rent. You wake up all of a sudden, you don't have a bank account. You've been a Bank of America customer for 10 years. Out of the blue, Bank of America says, sorry, we no longer want your business. We're not going to tell you why. It's really that easy. Because you are interested in Bitcoin, even if all you do is buy or sell Bitcoin, they can make your life very, very hard. It might make it easier to buy Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is sold, it could hurt. To say it again, none of these situations have anything to do with having a crypto business or anything else like that. These are just problems you'll have as a Bitcoin user in the future. But I also think that if we have a government that is more in favor of Bitcoin and let banks hold Bitcoin, that's a different idea. The Biden administration is getting rid of a bill that was passed by the Senate and Congress that would let banks hold Bitcoin. They're telling us that banks can't hold Bitcoin. It's for the customer's sake. It's not for the customer's good. This warpath of banks not being able to own crypto and anyone having a non-custodial wallet being a suspect is really just a great war on crypto that has been going on for 4 years. However, if banks start holding crypto, If we can be less strict about non-custodial wallets, if we can take a less hands-on approach to DeFi and just generally encourage more business activity in this area, I think that will be great for everything that makes us interested in Bitcoin. I believe that's possible. Under a Trump government, it's not a given. It's possible. I know that a lot of people have a lot of different feelings about Trump. I agree with you. However, I will only say one thing that is very important to Bitcoiners. It is very clear to me that the Biden administration and whatever it will become if they run for office again under a different party is a clear and present danger to Bitcoiners.